Today's topic, I want to discuss how to maintain 7-minute marathon pace and run that 3-hour, 3-minute, and 25-second goal pace that you may have in mind. That's what 7 minutes per mile comes out to for the marathon. So what I want to do in this video is just to discuss some of the exact same types of workouts that I would be doing if I was going for a 3:03:25 or trying to break 3 hours and 3 minutes. If you're trying to go under 3 hours and 3 minutes, you're going to need to run around 6:57 to 6:58 mile pace. So in this case, just we're focusing on 7-minute marathon pace for the entire duration of the race. And again, it's the key tactic here is to improve your lactate tolerance. Running easy is very important on building endurance. You're definitely going to build strength from that, but stamina and speed development is absolutely essential if you want to get 7-minute marathon pace to feel moderate and less difficult on you. And so, as we lead into 2022, even for me, I have my own goals of running a marathon in 2022. I haven't ran a marathon since 2013. I ran 2:32 when I was 37 at the 2013 California International Marathon. So I just wanted to discuss what the types of workouts that I would go for. And one for certain is faster, varied pace long runs. I always talk about in other videos, but if you want to get marathon race pace to feel easier, you are going to have to do more difficult, fast, hard long runs. And what I mean by that in terms of varied pace, some of the types of workouts I would be doing, especially if I was going after a 7-minute marathon pace and trying to sustain that for 26.2 miles or 42.2 kilometers, I would do the types of long runs I would do would be like, say starting off like in the first few weeks of a marathon buildup, doing a 16 miler, where I would do 4 miles easy, 4 miles at moderate effort, which moderate might be around 20 to 30 seconds slower than race pace, and then 4 miles easy, 2 miles hard. And when I mean hard, I'm talking probably around 6-minute or 6-minute mile pace, so about a minute faster than goal race pace, with a 2-mile cool down. Okay, other types of workouts that I've done over the years, obviously I'd be focusing on repeat 2 miles on the track at threshold pace. So for you, if you're trying to run 7-minute marathon pace, threshold pace for you is going to be right around 6:35 mile pace. Okay, if you're going to be focused on doing intervals on the track or doing like fartleks, like repeat 1 milers on the roads, interval pace for you is going to be around 6:02 to 6:04 mile pace. If you're trying to focusing more on repetitions on the track, repetitions on the road, maybe that's say repeat miles, repeat 800s, repeat thousands. You want to be running right around 5:40 mile pace. So again, you're running much faster than goal 7-minute marathon pace to get that pace to feel easier. And those are the types of workouts, those are VO2 max workouts where you're running at your maximum oxygen uptake. You're running so fast, the lactic acid that's building up simply cannot be cleared faster than it's building up. So we have to take those breaks in between those intervals that we're doing, so that eventually, as we adapt to the hard anaerobic workouts that we're doing, we get that physiological boost that we're looking for. And again, it's very hard early on to even do it, like in terms of tempo runs. Another tactic I'd be using if I was trying to run 7-minute marathon pace is much longer tempo runs. So again, early on, and even in all the training plans that I have, we start focusing more on around 3 to 4 miles so the athlete can adapt to that stress load first. And it does take about 3 to 4 weeks for your body to adapt to any stress load that you're throwing at it. So you have to be patient. The workouts we do today, the benefits of the workouts we're doing today are not going to be seen until several weeks down the road. So, running a marathon in 3 hours, 3 minutes, and 25 seconds, which comes out to exactly 7-minute marathon pace, is a difficult time. It's a highly aggressive, very respectable time for the marathon distance. And, as we see with the, if you're comparing, don't compare yourself with the world's top marathoners. A lot of athletes, just are negative at times. They'll see other runners running, say, like a 250 for the marathon and say, well, that's not really fast because, the world record's 201. 250 is really nothing compared to those guys. you can't compare yourself to these top, you know, that's a world record, 2 hours, 1 minute and 39 seconds. Okay, there are so few runners around the world, probably between 2 and 4%, that break the 3-hour marathon, you know, in world marathons around the world. Only about 2 to 4%, very small percentage run that fast. And, you know, obviously far fewer run a sub 250 or sub 240 and down the line. So you have to do the types of workouts that are going to set you up for success. So definitely longer, varied pace long runs, alternating the following week by a nice, easy, relaxed long run. Do that for 16 weeks. Okay, 4 months is plenty of time to prepare for any marathon, 50K, half marathon, 5K, 10K. That's why all the running courses and training plans that I have on RunDreamAchieve.com are focused on 16 weeks. That is the same philosophy and mindset I followed over the years to eventually run 2:19:35 for the marathon. It didn't come overnight. I've had very high highs and extremely low lows in this sport. Okay, I've had failures, I've had successes. We all love to talk about successes. We all love to talk about our fastest times. But what about those times when you had maybe a DNF, or maybe when you ran 20 to 30 minutes slower than your capability for the marathon? I've been there, and that's why I relate to runners that visit the Run Dream Achieve YouTube channel, that come to RunDreamAchieve.com. I relate to it. I understand. I didn't just get to sub 220. I had several failures along the way. So don't give up. Don't let up, and don't second guess yourself when you don't see the results that you're looking for as quickly as you want. You're going after a very tough time, a 7-minute marathon. You know, 7-minute marathon pace is no joke. That is an extremely aggressive time to run over the entire duration of the marathon distance. So again, it's lactate tolerance improvement that you're looking for. So 1 VO2 max workout per week, that's what I would be doing. I would be doing longer tempo runs, which is the same. This is the same philosophy and the same tactics I'm going to be using for 2022. Again, I haven't run a marathon in about 8 years. Okay, and so it's going to take some time for me to develop and continue to work on my leg speed. The good thing is I've been running on and off. Your legs never forget. It's muscle memory. So we can always continue to work on the speed. So in terms of the types of workouts I would be focused on if I was aiming for a 7-minute marathon, and to hold that 7-minute marathon pace and run a 3:03, the types of workouts is, you know, if you're focusing on 1 mile repeats on the track, we want to get to eventually running repeat miles around 5:38 to 5:40 per rep. Intervals, if you're doing like repeat thousands, repeat like fartlek type workouts, interval type efforts on the roads, you're going to be looking more around 6:02 to 6:04 mile pace. Your threshold effort, which is your anaerobic threshold, the point where lactic acid starts to build up as you're running, and that's really what's key. You want to run longer periods of time at your anaerobic threshold, because that is the type of effort that you're going to be racing at over the marathon, half marathon distance, 50K if you're going out that far. We run right around our anaerobic threshold or slightly above it. So threshold pace for somebody trying to run a 7-minute marathon pace is going to be right around 6:36 mile pace. You know, I heard Dr. Joe Vigil, one of the world's top distance running coaches, a highly respected exercise physiologist, also say that your anaerobic threshold, a good way to get an indicator of how fast that should be, is to take your best mile time and add 1 minute to that time. And that'll give you right around where you should be running your anaerobic threshold. Now again, AT tempo efforts are extremely difficult when you're not very anaerobically fit early on in your training. So it's going to be difficult at first, even to do a 3 to 4 miler at anaerobic threshold effort. So allot that time for your body to adapt to the stress that you're throwing at it. Give yourself 3 to 4 weeks. And that's kind of how we focus even on in the running courses and training plans. We focus on periodization, we focus on adaptation. So it's the same type of philosophy I've followed over the years. I didn't just start doing, I didn't get to a point where I could do 10 to 14 mile tempo runs in the first couple weeks of a marathon build-up. That's not the way it works. Not for just about anybody. You have to allot and be patient early on in your training, so that your body first adapts to those stresses that you're placing at it. So more of the speed development, more of the speed type workouts I'd be working on. 800 meters, this is when you've built a strong foundation of mileage early on. Spend at least 4 4 to 5, 6 weeks running nice, easy, relaxed mileage before you start a 16-week block of training. So again, lay the foundation first. So once you start getting in better anaerobic shape, then we start working on the hard, specific type workouts running at, near, and far below 7-minute marathon pace. So examples of that would be repeat 800, say maybe 8 to 10 800 meters on the track between 248 and 250 per rep, or 10 to 12 600 meter reps on the track right around 206 to 207 per rep. Repeat 400s, say like 16 400s, right around 1 minute and 25 seconds per rep. So again, early on, you're going to get more rest, because again, the paces aren't going to be per rep is not going to be as fast, and you're going to have more rest as you become more anaerobically fit training for your marathon. The focus always is on doing more intense intervals, so the intervals are going to get faster, and your rest recovery between those reps, or the recovery between each one of those reps, are going to be much less. So, you know, early on, you know, when you're not that fit, you may give yourself, and I've done this over the years too, where I gave myself about 4 minutes recovery between doing 6 1-mile repetitions on the track. Later on, when I'm extremely fit, I give myself about 90 seconds rest between each one of those reps. And when I can get to a point where I'm doing repeat miles, 6 1-mile reps around 445 to 450 with a 90-second rest in between, I know I'm dangerous. I know I'm ready to go. So these are some of the things, and again, these are the same types of workouts I'm going to be doing myself. So the same workouts that you're doing in these training plans and that are discussed in the running courses, they're the same type of workouts I've used over the years. I'm not going to change what I've done in the past. Okay, the only difference is I'm older now. I'm 45 years old. The last marathon I ran, I was 37. You know, I'm excited to prepare just like you are, but I want to get you under that 303 barrier that you're going for. Again, anybody that's trying to run 7-minute marathon pace for 26.2 miles has to sustain, you know, that 7-minute mile pace. It's not going to be easy early on, but I'm certain that if you follow these types of principles where you're focusing on mental training as well, visualizing yourself succeeding, getting across the finish line with running under 303 or faster for the marathon distance, all these things, all these factor into running a great marathon. Again, you have to train well below goal 7-minute marathon pace, more toward 5:30s to 5:40 marathon or mile pace. So again, that will make that race pace that you're going for feel easier, more control, less aggressive on you, and teach the body to burn what it has much more of, and that's fat storage, and conserve what it has much less of, and that's carbohydrate, glycogen. We have to rely on that storage in the latter stages of our marathons, preferably the last 10 kilometers where everybody else is slowing down and you get to maintain the pace and preferably even speed up in the last couple miles of the race. Not an easy thing to do in the marathon. But that being said, I think if you follow these instructions, you follow this mindset, you spend 10 to 15 minutes every single day visualizing yourself succeeding, running in the way that you want to run, you are going to set yourself up for success and get a huge personal best. I hope this video is helpful for you. If you have any other questions, leave me a comment below. And again, there's resources below all of my videos, so definitely check those out. And I'm looking forward to hearing about your sub 303 or faster marathon time. And I wish you all the best, and I will talk to you in the next video.